Hello and welcome to our very first podcast. Can you believe it?
I can't believe
I
it.
know
We're
we are here. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It is called Heartbeat Hope.
Mhm.
And we are here at Hope Resource Center in Deltona, Florida.
Mhm.
And I am Jennifer, and this is my great friend Naraya. We both are here at Hope Resource Center, and we're going to this month share stories with our audience and
Mhm.
hope that we can let them know exactly what we do here at Hope Resource Center.
Mhm.
Um, and I know, I met you by you just showing up one day and
Mhm.
wanting to help because without the help of the community and the donors and the churches within the community,
Mhm.
this organization wouldn't thrive the way it does. And our goal is to try to reach everybody, as many women as we can, and
Mhm.
walk alongside of
A
them.
mm,
And you know that firsthand.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So a little bit about my story is I after my fourth child, I got postpartum depression,
Mm,
ended up in the mental hospital for 6 days. So that was a big,
mm-hmm.
big deal. So coming out of that, you were trying to move forward, 4
Right,
kids.
right.
I get pregnant again. So
Mm,
we're a little terrified, like,
yeah,
okay, after what just happened last time,
right.
pregnant again. I wanted to get proof of pregnancy for Medicaid. And so I was
Gotcha.
happy to see that there was a pregnancy center here in Deltona.
Yes,
So I came
yes.
by and just to know that there's free services offered
Right,
to be
right,
able to get a free pregnancy test, to be able to get free limited ultrasound,
right,
things that a lot of
right.
people don't have access to.
Exactly.
So to be able to have a place that would support me and offer that to me for free was
It's
beautiful.
amazing. Yeah.
I
And a lot of people don't realize, excuse me, a lot of
Mhm,
people don't realize that we're here and that it is all free of charge
mhm,
and that it's that proof of pregnancy, like you mentioned, for applying for Medicaid,
mhm,
which, you know, we can lead them in the right direction of where to go to apply for that Medicaid.
mhm,
And the ultrasound to make sure that it's a viable pregnancy, which is a first trimester limited ultrasound.
mhm,
We can guide them and do that appointment as well.
mhm,
And like you said, just be there for these women and
mhm.
walk alongside of them and let them know that they are heard and loved and that we're here for them and somebody cares.
Absolutely.
And so hopefully you felt that way,
I
that you
did.
felt loved and cared because you even came back then, sometime later
Mhm.
when I met you then again at the front door and you were like, "Hey, what can I do to help and be a volunteer?"
Absolutely.
And
'Cause I
without our volunteers, as you know now, being a volunteer weekly,
it's necessary.
it's very
It's
necessary.
necessary to keep
Yeah.
everything running and to know, I would donate my things because I was like, somebody else could definitely use this. And I was like, this seems like a great place to be.
Yeah.
I have some time. I want to help.
That's
How
amazing.
can I help?
And with 5 children,
5
you
children.
even found time,
Yeah.
but that's
Yes.
that's that's even more amazing. So that's we are thankful to have you here.
Yeah. I'm grateful to be
Um,
here.
Me too.
Great work is done here.
Yes, yes,
So
yes, and you have to have a passion to be
you
here,
do.
and whether we see women from very young to, older women who may have already have children just like you came,
Mhm.
even it wasn't your first pregnancy, but you still needed a place to go.
Exactly.
And then you have young women that may need really, extra assistance who may be a young teenager who
Mhm.
needs some support that is afraid to tell their parents and
Mhm.
need to know and understand what does that look like? What does being pregnant look like?
Mhm.
What options do I have which we do discuss, which we obviously want to save every child and to save every baby and save, and
Mhm.
be there and walk alongside of them. But we also want that mom to know that she's loved,
Exactly.
heard,
Mhm.
and that we have multiple resources here that will help them through that
Mhm.
pregnancy
Mhm.
and get them, you know, on
On
their
their way.
feet and on their way.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
I sat in on a Earn While You Learn before, and one of the girls
which
was
is one of our education classes.
yes, the
Yes,
education
yes.
classes. I sat in on one, and she said something like, "This is better than therapy."
I've heard other
I was
girls say
like,
that, and, sometimes that's what it is.
"Mhm.
And we have videos that we do when once they cross over from the medical side to the education side,
Mhm.
we do offer those education classes, which are great, especially whether it's a first-time mom or a mom that already has children,
Mhm.
to know what's going on throughout the pregnancy, know what to expect.
Mhm."
But sometimes they just need somebody to talk to.
Exactly. Sometimes you
And
just wanna vent.
sometimes
They just want somebody to
exactly,
listen.
Right. And it's like, I know I do sometimes. It's like, I'm really, maybe today is not the day to watch this video.
Mhm.
They just need a friend. They need
Exactly.
a somebody with a good listening ear.
Mhm.
And that's great.
Yeah,
And that's what we're here for,
absolutely.
is just to be there, walk alongside of them, walk hand in hand with them, support them. And we are here from the time they find out they're pregnant all the way up until their baby, as you know, is a year old.
Mhm.
And when you mention those education classes, whether it's to vent, a life counseling class, a
Mhm.
Bible study, they then earn credit to go shopping in our boutique.
Mhm.
And a lot of them, like, are thrilled. I mean, we have, just like you mentioned, we have somebody like you that thought, oh, this is a great place to donate.
Exactly. A lot of
And
great things come through
yes,
this
and we
door.
have wonderful things, whether somebody brings in gently used items, we have multiple churches that donate and have baby showers for us that will donate brand new things and diapers and wipes. And
Mhm.
these women get to earn credit from those classes and get to go shopping in the boutique and fill up bags full of
Exactly.
those things.
Yeah.
As we know, that stuff
It's expensive.
is expensive.
Very.
Yes.
So
It adds up. So if
it
we can
does.
help one person, but our goal is to help everyone. But
Exactly.
if we can get through to one,
Mhm.
we've done something amazing.
Exactly.
But we definitely want to share some stories with you guys today.
Mhm.
Um, and I you started to share a little bit about your story, that you
Mhm.
had been here, I guess, before you ever started to volunteer.
Mhm. Yep. Stopped in to visit, got my pregnancy test. Everyone was so nice and loving and
Hmm.
caring and warm. And I was already planning on going through with the pregnancy, but just to
Just
feel that
knowing,
love,
yeah,
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 it just made it even more just
just
good.
supportive,
Yeah, to feel that support.
right?
So I definitely want to be a part of it.
That's awesome.
So
Yeah.
I know you've been here for a while,
Yes, I have.
seen
I've
some
been here.
things.
Yes, I've been here for a while. I will be, as we just recently shared with our staff, that I'll be taking over as the new executive director,
Mhm.
and that's very exciting. But
Yes,
I've
well deserved.
seen, thank you, and I've seen quite a bit. I tend to help out more on the medical side, but I help out everywhere,
Mhm.
wear multiple hats, as we all have to. It's
Mhm.
a group effort around
Yes, it
here.
is.
Um, but on the medical side, I've seen some stories where you never know when the phone rings, what's going to be on the other end of that call.
Mhm.
And I know it could be a girl in crisis, it could be a woman who has had 5 children and thinks, I can't do this, or it could be a teenager scared to tell her mother,
Mhm.
or, a woman who maybe unfortunately isn't with the significant other anymore
Mhm.
and feels, I can't do this by myself. I don't have, the resources. And that's what Hope Resource is here to do,
Mhm.
is to let them know that we can be their support system and we can share with them what resources are available, not just here, but even in the community.
Exactly.
Um,
Sharing that with
yeah,
them.
I had a girl come in, a young woman. She had called. I knew nothing about her because, like I said, you don't know what's going to be on the other end of that phone.
Mhm.
And she was definitely in a desperate state. She had separated from her husband. She already had 3 children. This was not a planned pregnancy. She wanted options to not be pregnant. That was
Mhm.
just on not on her radar. She did not want to be pregnant.
Mhm.
And so I encouraged her to come in anyways. And even though she realized we didn't offer the service of abortion here, we want to save every life, but we also want to save her
Mhm.
and support her and see where she's at in her walk. And we can be that person and that,
Mhm.
you know. So she came in. She was a little disheveled. You could tell, very stressed. I spent probably a couple hours with her, just
Mhm.
knew she needed that extra time, that
Mhm.
extra ear of somebody to listen, to hear her.
Mhm.
First, she was a little standoffish. So, as we kept talking, she loosened up. You could tell she got more comfortable.
Mhm.
We talked, realized some things that she shared with me that I understood where she was coming from.
Mhm.
That, it's difficult. And she had just recently, even though she had shared with me that her and her husband had not been together, they had recently gotten back together. So she was scared that maybe a new baby you know,
Mhm.
might hinder their connection again.
Mhm.
So we shared a lot of, information between each other that day, and I kept reassuring her again, it's about her.
Mhm.
When they come in, it's not about us. It's
Right.
about that woman
Right.
and that child. And so once we talked and went through all the resources that we can offer, that
Mhm.
everything is free of charge and that I could point her in the right direction, even if food pantries in the area, anything to help supplement. Um, she broke down and was very grateful and
Mhm.
actually said that, and then the nurse, I forgot, the nurse that was here that day actually offered to do an ultrasound for her, worked her into the schedule,
Mhm.
and she saw that ultrasound and saw the heartbeat.
Mhm.
And that's really when she just lost it
Mhm.
and realized this is real,
Yeah, like,
and that's what some people,
some
it's,
people need to see.
you need to see it
Yeah.
and really understand, and that it's a baby in there.
Yeah.
And she did tell me, now that I've talked to you and you've truly spent time listening to me, I've
Mhm.
seen this, you've changed my heart and my mind.
That's beautiful.
Oh, it was, I mean, I'm crying, she's crying, the nurse
Yeah.
was crying, we were all,
Oh gosh.
and then she said, you know, can my husband come back and can we do this again? Absolutely.
Mhm.
We wanted to bring him on board because when she started the conversation with me, she was almost scared that he wouldn't accept it because they were just recently regaining their relationship.
Mhm.
So she came back a week later. They both saw it. It was one of the most beautiful,
Mhm. Yeah.
oh, it's just one of the most beautiful stories.
Yeah.
And then when she realized as well, we guided her how to go about applying for that insurance, showed her the boutique that we offer here,
Mhm.
talked about the classes. I said, even though you've been a mom before, this is new again.
Mhm.
So, you might just need to come in weekly for a talk. That's
Exactly.
okay
Just to talk.
too.
Mhm.
And get some of these items that we offer here. So
Mhm.
that was one of my favorite, most amazing days
Mhm.
because again, you just never know. Every day is different around here.
Exactly.
Every day is
Yeah.
different. So I know your own personal story that you came here for, a pregnancy test and then
Mhm.
eventually came to actually wanting to volunteer here.
Mhm.
Um, do you have any impactful stories that just really struck you with a client that you work with side by side, hand in hand with?
Mhm. Yeah, and I think we offer resources and it's great,
Mhm.
but I feel like what really matters and the work we really do here is the just the human connection.
Absolutely. It's a
It's a
relationship.
relationship
That's
because if that story you
100%.
told,
Yes,
yeah, if
yes.
you would have been a little more cold and callous, then she probably wouldn't have had that same response. But it was that she connected with you
Right.
and felt that warmth from you that made her,
Right.
take part of all those resources. So
Right.
it's beautiful to see the beauties of human connection.
Yes, and
Um,
that's a great way of putting it, relationship, and we
mhm,
do. We don't want it to just be, "Okay, you're in and out." We
exactly.
want to build a relationship with this woman, with these families,
Mhm.
and let them know that we're here for them.
Mhm. Yeah,
So,
I had a client who she was having some they were going to move and they didn't know where they wanted to move.
mhm,
Different places would offer different things for them and she wasn't sure and it felt really good that she opened up everything all about her
mhm.
past and it felt good that she felt comfortable to open up to me.
Well, that says a lot about you
Yeah.
too. Right.
Yeah, so it was
Right.
great and I was like, "Wow, I can help. How can I
Right.
help?" And I didn't help her make well, I did help her make the decision, but like I didn't make the decision for her. I just kind of help her.
You guided her and you
Yes.
you listened and you were there
Yes.
for her and you
Absolutely.
let her, she felt probably important and empowered, and that's what I like to see when these women, it's not just about getting free things in the boutique. We want to empower them too. We want
Mhm.
them to feel good
Absolutely.
about themselves and feel like they're capable and they, are
Mhm.
empowered to make these decisions
Mhm.
and that they are worthy of, you
Yes.
know,
Give them the love that the Lord gives us.
right, right, right.
So it's great.
Yes.
It's really beautiful. And that interaction with her
Mhm.
made my day. I was like, the fact that she was willing to be so open. And after that, she seemed so confused, but even just talking her through stuff that she
Mhm.
already knew, she kind of was like, oh, it just,
Oh.
it helps put it into a different perspective when you bounce it off of somebody else. So,
Oh, yeah. Well, just like any other conversation. I mean, you and I have a conversation. It's nice to get a feedback from somebody else.
hmm
At the end of the day, and that's what we tell these women, at the end of the day, we're going to love you no matter what,
hmm
but we're here to show you and tell you everything that's there for you.
hmm
So, there's so many stories I could tell. How long do we have for this
right.
podcast? Um, so I have this other young woman that came in, and it was almost a reverse thing that I hadn't seen before. She was very young teenager, and typically, a teenager, what I had thought, because I hadn't seen this firsthand, the teenager is probably thinking, I'm too young, I'm too this. Um, how am I going to, navigate through this? And it
hmm
was actually the teenager who was wanting to take responsibility and the mother who didn't want her to.
Wow.
And I thought, wow, that's,
Different dynamics
different.
there.
Yeah.
hmm
And sat with them. And sometimes you need to give them as much time as they need
hmm
because you need to hear everybody. And most importantly, I wanted to hear from the young woman
hmm
who was pregnant,
Right.
or I should say is, because she did decide to keep the baby.
Good. That's beautiful.
Um, so, mom was trying to talk her into making a different choice. And,
hmm
that's not always somebody else's decision. Just like you said,
Right.
you helped and guided this
Right.
client.
But I can't tell you what to
You
do.
can't,
It was
right,
your choice.
right. So this young girl came in and was trying to, explain everything to me, and the mother was cutting her off. And
Mm.
so I asked the mom very graciously, let,
Let her
her
speak.
tell her story,
Mhm.
and let's hear all of it, and let me share with you what we can offer and
Mhm.
maybe take some of the burden and stress off of you guys,
Mhm.
and, help supplement all of those things that we can offer. Like I said, resources within the community point you in the right direction.
Mhm.
The things that we offer just here at Hope Resource Center.
Mhm.
We can pray with you through this. We can, if you don't want to do the classes and you need someplace to come weekly just to talk,
Mhm.
like you said, sometimes that's more important than watching the video that we offer for education classes.
Mhm.
Those are great and important, and they're, wonderful to learn from.
Mhm.
And we encourage those, but sometimes they just need the conversation.
Mhm.
So this young woman, and by the time they left, the mom said, how stressful it was going to be if, her teenager brought this child into their home. And
Mhm.
respectfully, I had tried to listen where the mother was coming from,
Mhm.
but also where the new mom, teenager or not, she was the new mom now,
Right.
where she was coming from, and make sure that her voice was heard.
Absolutely.
So, have you ever seen anybody come through where it's almost backwards of what, you think is going to be, sometimes you think is going to be one thing and
Yeah.
it's not, or
So far, not yet.
not yet.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm still pretty new at this.
Yeah.
So far, everything has been pretty.
Pretty straightforward
Yeah, pretty
within
straightforward.
the,
So I'm sure there will
as
be
far
maybe
as we
to
can
come.
tell. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be more to come.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Um, so do you, um, have anything else as far as stories that affected your life that kind of helped you be an advocate here? Um,
Um.
that
Yeah.
like for me, when I hear somebody talking about being a single mom or trying to do this on their own, I can relate to certain things that somebody will say. And sometimes being relatable, I think, is what helps them through that decision making too.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
So I think I don't know how deep we can go into this.
Well, let's not go too,
Okay, I won't.
we still want to keep
So I
some.
won't go too deep. But just me coming out of the postpartum depression and
Yes.
knowing what that
So
felt
you can
like.
relate to somebody who,
Absolutely. So
yes,
my heart and passion is really for women who've already given birth
yes, yes.
and loving on them because we always love on the baby. But then
Mm,
mom
mm-hmm.
mom still needs love too. She still needs support
That's
too.
a great point.
She
Yeah.
needs sleep. She needs
She
rest.
oh,
So,
she needs lots of sleep, lots of
yes.
rest.
So I love being that here, being that support.
That's great to say. Yeah, because you're
Yeah.
right. I mean, something like that, if you've experienced it, you do understand firsthand.
Mhm.
Just like I can understand somebody saying, I can't do this alone. I'm a single mom.
Mhm.
I can relate to that.
Absolutely.
And just like I tell the women, girls, of any age that come in for that pregnancy test, any decision you make, it's all a challenge. It's all going to have its ups and downs.
Exactly.
But if they feel loved and heard, and that they know that, any decision they make, Jesus will still love them,
Right.
and he still knows that, he knows everything before we know it. We
Mhm.
have no idea what today's going to bring. He does.
Yeah.
He knows. And he knows what brought each one of those women here.
Mhm.
They may not know it. We don't know. Just like I said, when I answer the phone, I don't know what's going to be on the other end of that phone, or
Right.
what type of, reaction I'm going to get from them, or,
Mhm.
and unfortunately, there's some that when they do call in may or may not like if I say certain options we don't provide here, and they want to hang up on me.
Right.
I can still pray for that person,
Right.
and be there in that way. They may
Mhm.
not know I'm there for them, but I'm
Right.
still
But
there
you
for
are.
them. Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you see, as far as things like, do most of them get excited when they are done with their classes and go to the boutique? And
Yes.
yeah,
That's always the fun part. I'm
yeah,
always like, "Let's go shopping."
yeah,
That's the fun part,
yeah.
and just being able to watch them, like, just gush over all the
Mm-hmm.
clothes and
Yeah,
and just the things that they need, like a stroller or car seat or
right.
those things are very expensive.
They are. They are.
So for
That
them
adds up. And that's
yeah.
what we try to tell them. It supplements a lot of that. I mean, diapers and wipes and pack and plays and
Oh,
all of
yeah.
those things that we do provide here at Hope Resource Center,
Mhm.
which some people may not realize that, and are amazed when then they see the boutique and,
Mhm. It's a
oh,
pleasant
wow,
surprise.
it
Right.
is.
Yeah.
And so by doing those classes, they're earning that credit to come shop. That's what
Absolutely.
I call it. I like
Yeah.
to shopping for free.
Yeah, exactly, and then, they learn along the way.
And you're learning too,
Yeah.
right? Which is why we call it Earn While You Learn,
Yeah.
because they're earning credit while they learn,
Mhm.
and then they get to go shopping. I would
Exactly.
love to go shopping for
I
free.
know, me too. Any day.
It's
I
always fun to go shopping for free
It
or
is.
for a good deal.
Yeah.
And speaking of shopping for a good price, we do just want to kind of throw in our thrift store next door.
Mhm.
Without them, which they have a huge amount of volunteers that also, I don't know if
Mhm.
you realize that most of their staff is all volunteers as
I
well.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So without them and their support, because they do help our ministry as well, they
Mhm.
help support us. So without Found and Cherish thrift store next door to us here at Hope Resource Center,
Okay.
so anything somebody donates over there helps us.
Yes, exactly.
And then we get to see these women, just some of them just glow and lighten up when they see, like you said, those items back there when they get to go shopping.
Yeah, absolutely, especially when it's something they've been wanting and maybe it's been on a wish list
On
and
a
they just
wish,
couldn't
yes,
afford it, and then there it is,
right.
right for them.
Right.
Yeah,
And so it is nice to see that
it
for
is.
sure. Um, any other stories that
I don't know if I have a story, but just I
or
love that
impactfulness that you've,
yes,
yeah,
the stance of just making sure everyone's well informed, that's all.
yeah,
We're not trying to push anyone to any certain thing,
absolutely.
it's just making sure you are aware of all the options,
You're educated,
educated
informed,
properly.
and absolutely, absolutely. Because
So,
at the end of the day, yeah,
yeah.
again, it's about that expectant mother,
Mhm.
and that she's well educated, and that we've done our part, and that she knows that we're here. And even if a woman leaves here undecided still,
Mhm.
we always let them know, we're here for you no matter what.
Mhm.
We're going to call and check on you.
Mhm.
And it's only to make sure that you're doing good and that you're doing the best you can, not to, like you said, push anything on them.
Exactly.
So we just want
Exactly.
them to know we're here.
Mhm. We're here, we love you.
Yep. Just like, we're here for each other. Without this teamwork,
Exactly. If our teamwork
didn't
didn't
work.
work.
Exactly. then how would we succeed?
Exactly.
And just when you mentioned the stuff in the boutique, without again, I cannot stress without the donors and the churches and the people in the community,
Mhm.
whether it's a family whose children have outgrown stuff, if they come and donate their gently used items,
Mhm.
or if these churches that have fundraisers or baby showers within their church and
Mhm.
bring it all here, there's times that we get truckloads. I mean, like mounds of diapers and wipes. And
Mhm.
without that, we wouldn't be able to then help these families.
Mhm.
So it's an
Exactly.
amazing gift that
It
I
is.
feel like, I'm very, very blessed to be a part of.
Me too.
Yeah,
Very grateful. Every
absolutely.
time I come here, I'm just
Yeah.
smiling ear to ear.
Well, it's a passion.
It is.
And that's what, we pray that these women feel that through
Absolutely.
our words every day and through, just our love that we show them. We want them to feel that, that we're passionate as
Exactly.
well, so that they know that they are, that we're wanting to bless them.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah. So how you feel about this first little podcast we've done?
I think this went really well, even with the
Yeah.
lead up,
Yeah,
the
I
practice.
mean, we did have to practice a little
Practice
bit,
a little bit, just a little bit for a
but
little while.
this is the Jennifer and Naraya show today. So,
Exactly.
we could call it the Heartbeat Hope podcast, but it's really the
Right.
Jennifer and
What are you
Naraya
today?
show. And I think we've done pretty well.
Yeah, I think
And I
this is
look
pretty
forward to
great.
doing more of
Me
these. I
too.
mean, once a month we'll be doing this, and every
Mhm.
month we'll have a different topic.
Yeah.
We're trying to share a little bit of stories of what, goes on here,
Mhm.
a little bit about what Hope Resource is
Yeah.
about. Um,
Get the information out there.
Absolutely get the
Mhm.
information out there. Know that, we are open to anybody and everybody that needs us.
Mhm.
And sometimes, just also, I'll get a phone call. They may not even want an appointment. They may have a question, not even knowing where to call.
Mhm.
It's not really us, but I may know that information and we can pass that on to them.
Mhm.
And just knowing that we're helping as many people and reaching as many people in our community,
Yeah. That's
you
what
know.
matters most to me.
Absolutely.
It's just being able to
Absolutely.
help.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I know that I'm thankful for you.
I'm thankful for you. You've helped guide me. I'm so new and you're just helping to guide my steps and
Well,
so I know what
I
to do and what to expect. It's been great.
yeah. Well, we have a great staff here. And again, without
Very.
the volunteers that come in here, which you are one of them that comes in weekly, I mean, it's hands down
Yeah.
like the best because, and I think it's just the gift that, I,
Very much so.
yeah,
We
it's
we got a gift now. We're giving our gift by helping.
exactly
Mhm.
hope. There's always hope, and Hope
Absolutely.
Resources to give you that hope that you need.
That's right. That's right.
Well, then let's see if we have anybody that next month wants to join us. Again, Heartbeat Hope,
Mhm.
our amazing new podcast.
That's right.
And, should be the Jennifer and Naraya show, but some
Next
reason
time.
next time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for joining
Thank you for
me.
joining us.
Yep. And we will see you guys next time. Again, this was Hope Resource Center. I'm Jennifer, and I look forward to getting to know you because I know we don't really know each other, but if you continue to watch us, you will know more and more about Hope Resource Center.
What?